Well, financial freedom is a goal for many of us, and we've got some details on an upcoming seminar that will help get you there. Sponsoring our segment this afternoon is the U of I Community Credit Union, and with us is the Director of Partnership Programs, Sherry Shannon.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, great to have you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Very curious about this webinar you guys are putting together. It sounds fascinating.
It's really great. You know, we're going through this journey of setting yourself up for financial success, right? And so we're talking about, you know, what does that mean? What does that look like? And how do I get there? And so the importance of goal setting. Why do I set financial goals? Well, one, if we don't set goals, then we're saving, we're working towards something that we don't have a purpose. You got to have the purpose to me, you know,
intentionality,
yes,
if you will.
Yeah, you got to be very intentional. And so when we're talking about how do I set myself up for financial success, it's really, goal setting is really one of the key pieces of that.
So I have a question about that, because I think a lot of folks, you know, maybe they're living paycheck to paycheck, or, you know, they've stretched out their budget as far as it can go. And so they're like, it just doesn't seem plausible to set additional goals to try and get ahead of the game.
Right. It's hard, right? It's hard out there, and we get that. And so when it comes just for instance, savings. You know, a lot of times I'm working with clients and they say, you know, I don't know how to save money. I don't have money to save at the end of the day. So I talk just small. Let's build that muscle of saving and see what that looks like. So even $1 a paycheck, put that dollar in a savings account, direct deposit it. That's the key. You want to automatic deposit to that. And then as that grows, you'll see how leaving that money in your savings, you compound that, you know, you're compounding, you're gaining interest on that. And then once you start seeing that grow, then you're like, oh, this isn't so hard. Maybe I can do $2 now and $3. So as time goes on, you're increasing because you're seeing the value of that. But you don't have to start big. Start small.
It's kind of like working out, going to the gym. You don't want to lift too much weight in the beginning. You got to kind of get your body used to it.
Exactly.
And then when you start to enjoy the results, it becomes more, I'm sure, an easier process in the mind.
Exactly. And I can relate to that so well.
Now, you're talking a little bit about spending, right? Like saving. It's almost like you're spending money, but you're putting it somewhere else. But you guys are going to be talking about spending plans during this webinar as well.
So the importance of a really good spending plan is to help you stay focused. And so what we really talk about is when you know where that your bills are being paid, that you're putting money in savings, that you're paying off debt, and you still have money to have fun, that's real success right there. And so our spending plan that we talk about really helps people see that in a smaller way. So budgets, we don't like budgets. Budgets are scary and hard. A spending plan, though, it really sets us up for success. We've got our needs taken care of. We're putting that 20% into savings or debt repayment, and the rest is for whatever we want to spend it on. There's no guilt there because everything else is taken care of.
Right, you guys have a no judgment zone.
That's our financial wellness program.
Speaking of guilt.
Yes. No judgment. There is no judgment with us, and that's what our financial wellness platform is the no judgment zone. Now,
we're almost out of time, but let's tell people when and how they can find the link or become a part of this webinar.
Okay, so uoficreditunion.org on our financial wellness page, the QR code on the screen, and Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Register, even if you can't attend, we'll email the link to you.
Oh, there's going to be a replay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
So there's really no excuse not to be a part of this webinar. It's going to be full of a ton of great information. Sherry, thanks so much for being with us today. For all the details on the seminar and to connect with the U of I Community Credit Union, who we appreciate sponsoring our segment this afternoon, we're going to connect you over on our website at ciLiving.tv.